It has been forever since I uploaded to YouTube. I have actually made 3 or 4 videos since October to upload and never did. So it's been a while. Hi, I'm Becca, and thank you for coming to my channel. I don't even remember what my intro was that I said in literally every single video, but here we are. And per usual, I'm doing a K-pop inspired video, but this one is a little different. I am doing a tutorial based on the look I did when I went and saw NCT 127 in concert in Atlanta. I will post the picture somewhere here. I got lots of requests from people I know, from people on Instagram, and some people on Twitter even that just saw my post about being at the concert. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let's see if I remember how to do this. And without much more getting in the way, I'm gonna zoom you in and you're gonna watch me do my makeup. And zoomed you guys in so you could see the detail for the eyes, because that is the first part to get done, because I've developed this kind of weird order that I put my makeup on in. So here we go. First, because I knew it was going to be a concert with like 2,000 people standing smooshed together on a small dance floor area, I knew I needed to prime. So I used my Smashbox, can't even see it. So I used my Smashbox Photo Filter Primer just on my oily zones, so like my forehead, my nose, and my chin. Oh, I forgot to spray my face first. I've recently been using the Pixi Milky Hydrating Mist to prime my face before I do anything, because I don't hydrate well enough and my skin needs it. So I did use that, like an exorbitant amount, the day of the concert, not right now, obviously. Next, for foundation, I honestly can't remember what I used. It was either my little concoction I have made of my Colourpop foundations. F05 was too light for me, F30 was too dark, so towards the end there I just kind of combined them, with it mostly being F05. So I either used that, or I used my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, because this stuff is like my holy grail for wearing long term. I may have even used a combination of the two. But for the sake of this, since I'm not going to be wearing this all day, I'm going to be using my Colourpop combination. The weird thing I've developed is I do my forehead and temple before I do anything else. I don't cover the rest of my face with foundation. And I do it this way. Ooh. And I do it this way because I am an eyebrows after foundation person, and since I don't want to like rub the bottom half of my face off while I'm doing complicated eye makeup, I've started doing the weird split thing. I'm normally a full coverage kind of gal. but I have recently had pretty good skin, so I went in and used this with a pretty light hand so that it would cover, but it wouldn't come up. It wouldn't be like too much. Next up are my eyebrows, and I'm going to use my old reliable Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade in dark brown, and I've had this thing forever, and I'm finally starting to hit the bottom of the container. I don't know what to do. Good Lord. This eyebrow. Look at this. Beautiful eyebrow that always behaves. Problem child. I'll fix it later. It's close enough for now. Next, to prime my eyelids, I'm going to take a combination of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in Pale and the HG Studio concealer in Alabaster. Excuse me. Haven't you missed that? Me burping on camera? Because I'm such a classy lady. From this point, I'm going to do only one eye, just to save time, and so you can get more detail instead of me like having to swap back and forth. So yeah, because of the limited space from traveling, I only took a handful of easily travelable palettes with me because I really wasn't sure what I was going to be doing, and one of those was my Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette, because it has all the colors you'll need, and it also has a gigantic mirror. And so this is what I always take this one with me because it's the best thing for like a simple look on the go, and because it has a good mirror, you can see what you're doing. So first I'm going to go in with the color Commando and Tempest and put that on the crease as a transition shade. Next, I'm going to go in with the color Extra Bitter. I use this literally all the time. This is one of my go-to colors for anytime I do a neutral eyeshadow look. And I'm just going to apply this right over that crease and down onto the lid. And that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow because it is not the focal point of this look. And I also rushed it because I had to do this quickly before going and getting back in line for the concert because Subculture was real dumb about how they handled the line. That's another story for another time because it's a doozy. Next up is where it gets fun. So for this look, you could use a gel eyeliner, a pigment with a mixing liquid, whatever you want to do in whatever color you want to do. But because NCT's fan color is like grassy green, neon green, most fans interpret it as neon green, I used a face paint palette by Global Colors, and I used this bright green. I also bought the smallest watercolor brush I could find at Michael's to do detailed looks. Like in comparison to my face, she's small. But these face paints are water activated, so you just need a little bit of water, your brush, some paint, and your imagination. And surprisingly, this covered the eyeshadow pretty well. You just want to get a good amount of product on your brush. So basically you go and do the wing shape, but then you add some little flourishes for the flames, and then you kind of fill in as you go across the eye. And your lines for this don't have to be precise because we're going to outline it later, and so you can fix shapes as you go. For the next step of this, when I was in Atlanta, I actually used my black liquid lipstick for the outline because I looked at bringing my black face paint and thought, nah, you won't need it. Needed it. Because I'm home and I'm not a heathen, I'm going to use my black face paint that I also got from a craft store. And you don't need a ton, so I'm just doing like a little tiny. Well, these ended up bigger than I originally did them, but number one, that was because you can never do the same thing the exact same way twice. And number two, I actually wanted them to be this big for the concert, but I knew because I was going to be in public, I'd get stared at if I made them this big, and I was going to get stared at anyway, so I didn't want more reason for looks, so I dialed it down a notch. And so we're going to continue on with the rest of the eyes. And I'm just going to put some mascara on. And if you like, one of my big things is mascara is mascara to me. Nothing ever really stands out. Like, I've had plenty of bad mascaras, but I've never used one that like revolutionized my life. I've used all the big name ones that everyone raves about, and I just While that is drying, I'm gonna go in and finish the rest of my foundation. And so I'm gonna go back in with my Colourpop concoction again and just put it on my face. And once again, because it was for a concert, I took a pretty light hand with it. I didn't cake it on because I knew I was going to be sweating. So I just kind of got enough on there to cover things and move on. But one thing I have not done that I did during the whole process is I used a setting spray like every couple of minutes. So there's your key if you want to make your makeup concert proof. Because let me show you what it looked like when I finished it at like 5 p.m. versus what it looked like at 4 a.m. after the concert. After the concert and after I went and ate all you can eat cream food. So now I'm going to go back in with a combination of my NYX concealer cocktail under my eyes and in places to spot conceal. Because once again, I'm in between colors. I think I did go a little bit more liberally with concealer. And then a la Jackie Aina and my own personal discovery, let your under eye concealers sit the longest, do those last, unless it's a concealer that dries down really quickly, then ignore that, because then you'll be screwed. Now, I have to admit something to you that I never thought I would ever admit. But I have stopped powdering the majority of my face when I wear foundation. I'm not focused. Sorry. I now only powder like right under my eyes and like my T-zone, if that. I have become one of those people after watching enough Raw Beauty Kristi videos that I like the way my skin looks when I don't set my full face. I don't use dewy foundations because I'm still oily, so I don't need a dewy foundation. I just use my matte satin foundations and don't set them all day. But for the concert, I did set my entire face except where I'm going to highlight and right under my eyes because I use eyeshadow to set that. So that's what I'm going to do now. Once again, I'm going back in with my Urban Decay palette using the color Extra Bitter. I'm popping it right here on the bottom lid. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to powder my full face. I'm just going to do my oily zones. Okay, before I move on to the rest of my face, while I still have you zoomed in, I'm going to go ahead and put on my lashes. Now, I used different lashes when I was traveling, but these are my new favorites for right now, and I think they look really good with this, so I'm going to use them. And they are my Natural Babe Lashes by RozxStar. The owner of this company and I met during the first like big push of the Anastasia Beverly Hills PR list search, and she reached out to me and asked if I would like to test out some of her products. So I said yes, and these are legitimately my brand new favorite lashes. For me, I did not have to cut these down to size for me. They fit me already. And they're just stunning. So here we go. Okay, so because the band on these is thicker, I am going to do a tad bit of eyeliner on the inner corner to blend it in better, so that it's not just like a stark line. And this is the Sex Kitten liner by Tarte. Thank you, Pro, for buying it for me. To zoom you guys back out while I did the rest of my face, which really isn't that interesting to watch because it's like my standard. This battery hates me. My backup battery only lasts if I'm doing photos. So I'm going to bronze / contour using my NYX HD blush in Taupe with sometimes I use a big fat fan brush, and then sometimes I use this guy, and today I'm using this guy because this is what I reached for some reason. I've taken to not really like contouring as more of just bronzing up my face because I'm so pale that it's necessary. I will admit, I should have powdered my whole face because I forgot how much better this blends on top of face powder. I think my lights are too bright for it to show how like actually nice it looks. I also forgot to do my double chin a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with a Teensers little brush and do my nose. I don't do a lot of contouring for my nose. Because it's already pretty tall and it's kind of crooked. So I don't want to accentuate that because not only is it like this way crooked, the bone is also crooked. So if I try and like make a shape, it doesn't work. This is all I do for real, is just add a little bit of definition back in so my face doesn't look so flat like a pug. Where I do the most contour to my nose is under my nose. Is on the underside because it points down a little bit. And so I've tried to make it look like it points up more. And then get a little crissy-cross to get a little button. Nose, and there we go. And sometimes I want to be extra eye contour under my bottom lip to make it look even bigger than it already is. Secrets. But I mostly do most of. I target most of my contouring for my nose up around my eye socket. Another lesson learned from Auntie Jackie. My go-to blush in general, but especially for traveling, is Luminoso. And then I do bring it forward. I focus it farther back so I look a little bit more snatched, but I'm 100% one of those people that will easily go too overboard on blush on purpose because I love it. I'm pouring it up here to look a little sunburned, pop a little bit on the end of my nose. Oh, especially if it's summertime. I am covered in the blush. I purposely look like I have a little sunburn because otherwise I don't have much color on my skin, and I put some down here so I'm not quite as pasty. So this next part comes with a disclaimer. I said it in a video I never posted. I have personally chosen to no longer support Kat Von D Beauty. Just a culmination of sitting back for years and watching her do some things that are questionable. And then what really was just like straw that broke the camel's back was her anti-vax stance for her baby, which I know since then she's tried to say she's not anti-vax, but she's definitely showing that. But I have previously purchased several products from her that I still enjoy, but I will no longer be purchasing from her, but I will continue to use the products I already have so I don't waste product and so I don't waste my money. I no longer tag her brand in anything. I still list it on my Instagram posts, which if you want to follow me, it's Becca BY Beautiful. I'll still tag her stuff on Instagram. Not tag, but I still list her stuff on my Instagram posts just so people can know, but I always put like an asterisk that explains that I no longer support her brand, but I'm continuing to use product. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, because in her Alchemist palette, she has a green highlighter. And since the theme of the look is green, use my green highlighter. So I'm going to take my brush, and since I have, especially for the concert, because I had a lot of powders, and I do this anyway most of the time, I'll spray down my highlighter brush and tap it on my skin so that it gets a little tacky. And I think this technically has a little bit of residual highlight from what I did last time. So I think there's a little bit of, yep, there's a little bit of Space Baby by Ofra and Nikki Tutorials on my brush. So now I'm going to go into the Alchemist palette and use Green Emerald. And I caked this stuff on. I wanted to be seen in the dark. Everyone know I'm there. Blind the boys from the stage because I got farther tickets back than I wanted. So I had to compensate and really just say hello, boys. And like I just did for the high points of my face, I'm gonna wet, ooh, got it on my mirror. I'm gonna wet my brush and dab it on the areas I'm going to be applying the product so that it has something to grip. And we're just gonna go to town. Yeah. And then as always, to send my highlights over the edge, I use Glazed Donut by Ofra Cosmetics and Nikki Tutorials because it is literally the perfect white highlighter to ever exist. And so I focus this on the highest points of my cheeks. I didn't go over the whole green. Here, a little bit here. Actually, I think I used Moonstone on my face too. By Becca Cosmetics. Tonight we're not. So my secondary battery just died on me too. It's a piece of crap. But this was the look. I didn't put anything on my lips because I knew if I did, it would come off. But for now, because I mean, by the time I took pictures, some of the foundation already went off. So for now, I'm gonna put some of this lip gloss, also by RozxStar Beauty on, and I wish I could remember the name of this. I'll put it on the screen since I can't remember it. It's a nice little fun pink gloss. So yeah, let me fix this bun first off. I had planned on like putting on the shirt I wore to the tour. But it's 10 o'clock. Ain't nobody got time to put on another shirt, get another shirt dirty. Yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have better luck recreating these wings than I did. But the big ones are growing on me. So I did want to address in this video, just not at the beginning, why I did take such a long break from YouTube. Number one, I got really busy. My life has been incredibly complicated for almost a year. The man who is basically my step-grandfather died. A couple weeks later, my grandmother on my mom's side died, and she was very important to me because my mom had passed away a couple years ago. And then about the time that all got settled, it was when I went to New York to go see my friends and see Zico in concert. And then after that, it was the holidays and life got incredibly busy. I didn't like the content I was creating, so I didn't post it. But also, I wasn't getting a ton of feedback on the content I created that I really loved. Like my cherry bomb inspired look that I'll link up here, that's also by NCT 127. Like I spent, I think, like another 40-hour work week essentially making that video for it to still, I think like the last time I checked, it still only had like 20-ish views. And so that was like a knife in the chest of, is it worth it to keep putting my everything into this when I'm getting literally almost zero return on my efforts, because most of my videos don't get 20 views. So that was the main reason I stopped making YouTube content, was I was really disheartened and really discouraged, and I just needed a break. And also around that time in August, I had started posting a makeup look once a weekday, and sometimes on the weekend, on my Instagram. Excuse me, my stomach says hello. But because I was posting so frequently, even though most of the time it's just a close-up of one eye, it was still taking a lot of my creativity that I would normally put into videos, and it was making me better at makeup. Like, let me show you. Like, this is from when I first started doing nightly quote-unquote looks, and then this is some of my most recent stuff. Like, since August, I've highly improved, and I highly recommend you follow me on Instagram, because it will be way more consistent than anything I do on YouTube for right now. If you want to follow me, my name is Becca BY Beautiful, one word. I'll put it somewhere on here so you can see it. But yeah, I also recently took a break from that because I was getting burnt out, and life got complicated again because my mom's dad passed away in March. No, in April. He got really sick. His health really declined in March. And in April, he passed away. And then every weekend in April, I had something major to do. And I couldn't miss. And so, yada, yada, yada. And part of that was also the NCT concert. So, ew. And now that it's halfway through May, I'm finally starting to get back in the habit of posting on Instagram again. I'm still not back to nightly, and this is the first video I've filmed in months. And like I said at the beginning, I've actually filmed several, like 3 to 4, that I just never posted because I didn't like them or I didn't feel like editing them. And I don't think I even saved the footage from them, so they are gone forever. Just in case you wanted to see them, they're not coming back. Sorry, and part of why I was gone, I was sick too. I'm still like residually dealing with sinus cramp. But yeah, it's been a process, and there's still some days that I wonder if it's worth it, if I should keep doing this, but for some reason I keep coming back, so here I am. And I think that's literally all I have to say. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tutorials from me, give it a thumbs up, because I always end up talking way too much, and I think it becomes more of a chatty get ready with me, even though if I am explaining it. Leave a comment down below what kind of videos you want to see from me. If you go watch the cherry bomb inspired look, let me know, and let me know if you like that kind of content. And maybe I'll bring it back at its full scale. Who knows? But I hope to see you guys in my next video, whenever that is. And because of that, don't forget to tap the bell down there so you get notified whenever I post, because Lord knows when it's gonna be. But somewhere you will get cards for other videos on my channel, so just click one and keep going, and I'll see you next time. Bye.